Juggalos in recovery.
Hell's Pit. I have been dreading this album because it is such a negative album. But during my research of it, I have realized just how useful it can be. Now, before we get into Hell's Pit, we have some announcements to make. 1. We have another YouTube channel, Juggalos in Recovery Meetings. All meetings since the gathering and future will be posted, whether they're Zoom or in person. All but one of the meetings were recorded at the gathering. They are all posted. Just go on YouTube and look up Juggalos in Recovery Meetings, and it will pop up. Also, another announcement. Patreon. Juggalos in Recovery now has one. We are posting free content as of right now. We have tiers where you will get added benefits. So our tiers right now, gray level. Gray level, you get a shout out on this channel, and you also get a digital book, a digital version of my first book. Every tier you get something extra plus whatever the first tier had, the previous tiers have. With the black tier, you get the shout out, the digital book, and a Sober Balls string bag. Orange tier, you have all that's previously been said in a thank you bundle, which I think we haven't figured out the details yet, but probably a t-shirt and something, a t-shirt and a sticker or something like that. The Phoenix tier will have all of that, some more merch, and a once a year Q&A with me. It will be done on live for the patrons only through Patreon. Whenever that happens, there will be more details to follow. And then you have the last one, Sober Balls tier. You will also be, if you get that, you will be a guest on the YouTube channel, this one here, and you will have a one-on-one video chat with me privately to talk about whatever you want to talk about. With that, gray tier and gray level is $5 a month. Black is $10 a month. Orange is $17 a month. Phoenix is $25 a month, and Sober Balls is $50 a month. There will be more added eventually for the benefits of each tier. And then also, as we progress, we will have content from me, from everyone who works with Juggalos in Recovery. Also, we will have early exclusive content to those in certain tiers for content that's going up on this channel, or interviews that happen. Maybe even once we get our podcast going, you can be part of that at some point. There's all kinds of added benefits that will happen in the future. As of right now, what I said is what is available. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/juggalosinrecovery. With that, it is time to get into Hell's Pit. Dun dun dun.
Juggalos in recovery.
We have a lot of notes. First, the intro, what I was playing when this video started. Why did you choose this? Now it stuck out to me because we have the decision in our life to choose evil or good. Hell's Pit, of course, is about choosing evil, but remember, when we were in our active addiction, we chose evil. We chose the witch, as they call it, or also known as the devil. So why did you choose this? Or why did you choose it when you were an active addict? The second song, Walk Into the Darkness. The chorus, Give a Fuck Less. The song is talking about the impact the witch, or more commonly known as devil, influencing people to do horrible things. It also goes to show how horrible hell is. If you tie it into the intro, why did you choose this? Then let's look deeper. If you chose this path, you will do horrible things. But it is a choice. I believe the majority of us are good people. We just don't know how to deal with pain that life gives us. So we put others in pain so they know how we suffer. Yes, I'm reading off my notes. This album has a lot. If you look at our past and realize how much you hurt at the points where the pain was the worst, how much more pain did you cause others during that time? I know in my past, I caused a lot of pain. In the times I hurt the worst are the times that I hurt others the most. The next song, Suicide Hotline. Obviously, it's about suicide. We've been there. Now, according to Violent J, during a Q&A in 2022, he had this to say about the song. Now, see, I also understand Jay's point on that, but I also see it in a different light as well. Sometimes we get so caught up in loneliness that we forget the world outside exists. When we are reminded of the world outside, it allows us to enjoy instead of suffer. In this way, it shows community is key to happiness. That's what Juggalos in Recovery is about. Building and supporting and being a part of a community that helps others be happy. It's just a bunch of people who like the same music maybe, who have some understanding of each other, who are willing to be there to help one another when the time is needed. Now, CPKs. Of course, it's about crooked preachers. It's technically about crooked preacher killers. And there's quite a few crooked preachers out there, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to be honest, this one was hard for me to spin for recovery. What I can say is that some of us have done awful things, and if we die before we make amends and change our ways, see, there's two parts of making amends. There's one, you will actually explain and talk about your issue and apologize, and then to prove it, you have to put the action forward. Once you change your ways, if you don't change your ways, then you will go to whatever bad afterlife it is. Now, the next song, Truly Alone. That one kind of hit hard for me. It's probably gonna cut deep for a lot of us. How many years did you feel alone? The song says that a man can only be alone for so long until they go mad. To me, this speaks true. Community is a tool that can help you feel connected. And also the community can hold you accountable, which is necessary to grow. Also, how many times did we stay alone because we were afraid of what the outside Also, how many times did we stay alone because we were afraid of everything outside? We were afraid of being judged. We were afraid of being put down. We were afraid of the pain. When in reality, all we needed was to take the time to appreciate the things outside, to appreciate the people that appreciated us. A lot of us in addiction forget that the toxic people we surrounded ourselves with during our addiction aren't the type of people who give a shit. They use and abuse us, just like we used and abused them. Now we are supposed to surround ourselves with people who care, people who love us, people who we love. That's what it is about. Every day I die. It took me a second, but it clicked. The song is about idle time. When you were in active addiction, when you were bored, you found some addiction to fill that time. As you can well see, I fill my time with work. Some call it an addiction, but there's times where it is necessary. Being able to moderate what we do is very important. I'm going to read what I wrote. When we were in active addiction and bored, we found something unhealthy to fill in that time. It usually led us down a dark path. This is where you need to get out of yourself and learn something new, help someone, or do something to improve the world you live in. Sometimes you don't know what the world or the universe or your higher power, whatever you believe in, has in store for you. Maybe just going outside and going for a walk is something that will change your life. Night of the 44. Two things about this stand out. Waiting to die, but it's taking too long, tells me the person is stuck in a negative headspace and is trying to escape. How many times in addiction did we use our addiction to alter our mind so we could not feel and run away from our issues? And how many times in early sobriety, or even in sobriety in general, or our recovery process, have we ran and hid from the issues that were from our past that came and bit us later because we refused to work on them because we were afraid? And two, the world is only wicked if you don't allow yourself to see the beauty in it. There's a line in the song, I forget exactly, I believe it's in the chorus. Probably not, I don't know. It says the world is wicked, but it's really only wicked because that's all we allowed ourselves to see. We're much better than that. We see much more than that. You just have to learn to take your time and appreciate it. Literally stop and smell the roses. Figuratively as well. The witch, also known as the devil. We know evil is everywhere, and it seems a lot of people choose it often. Now the chorus, standing between me and my sanity, evil does this. Feel like you are going insane because you are fighting natural instincts when you let the witch tell you what to do. I wholeheartedly believe the majority of human beings are born and only know how to be good. We're taught negative things, bad things. If you ever have that moment where you're like, oh, well, I really want to do this bad thing, but I know that I shouldn't, that's you listening to the instincts you were born with. But if you go out and you say, oh, I really should steal that, they're not going to miss it, and you do it, you're allowing your programming to be overridden. And what stood out to me in that chorus was standing between me and my sanity. Evil is what stands in between you and your sanity. When you are being evil and selfish and conniving and just all around a bad person, or even just having bad moments, if you stick with that mentality for too long, you probably will go insane. The witch does not care about anyone, including you. It will hurt anyone that will listen. This is where pain comes from. You gotta get rid of evil in your life to be able to feel happiness. Don't listen to the witch. Keep moving forward. You know what the right thing is to do. Do the right thing. Might not be the right thing for me, but if it's the right thing for you, that's what matters. Now, Bowling Balls. I love the short film. I love the song. And of course, it's about friends. This song is a messed up way of breaking the loneliness. It goes to show when we are at our lowest, that we would do anything to have someone not leave us. How many times have we been in shitty relationships or been with people who treated us crappy and we stuck around because we just didn't want to be alone? It's probably what it is. "24. The song is talking about evil deeds. There's a couple lines that stick out to me though. In the darkness, it is much easier to be heartless. To me, that sticks out because when I hear that or see it, all it says to me is that when I'm not being held accountable, it's very easy to be a bad person or to do bad things. This line threw me off because it was kind of motivating. Fuck the limelight, I'm the one I need to impress. That stuck out to me because a lot of the time I got so caught up in what other people thought of me, I forgot that I just need to be better than I was yesterday. I need to impress myself with my capabilities of today over what I did yesterday. Burning Up, the next song. It talks about different types of corruption the witch does. It also points out that the dead are being punished. They wouldn't be punished if they changed their ways in life. We already knew about this from another song, but it re-points it out. The people who fix how they act, fix their ways, they will not be punished because it shows that they learned. Sedatives. Face value, it's talking about someone in a psychiatric hospital or ward or whatever. The deeper meaning though, how many things in life are created to keep us quiet and controlled? Not a conspiracy theory, science has been proving this. How many things do we do on purpose to veg out? I'm guilty of this. They don't help anything. Sometimes in moderation it can help. But we are talking about the people that don't know how to feel anymore. How many things in our life, in addiction and now, do we do to not be able to feel because it's comforting? Yet the reality of it is, we're humans, we're made to feel. It's literally programmed in our brains, in our body chemistry. In my room. Now, as per usual, ISP has a love song on a Joker's card. This one kind of might hit home for you though. We all know the song In My Room. It's very popular. It's a really, really good story. But how many relationships do we have in addiction, or even now, that were dead, but we were afraid to let go? Or a toxic relationship that pushed people away? Or even a relationship with someone who hurt the people you love and or you. I had the majority of my relationships before my wife were all fit every one of those questions and the ones that you thought of. It was ridiculous how much now listening to In My Room, how much I can correlate those words to the actions that happened in a lot of my previous relationships. Now, base head attacks, very simple. Crackheads. But it is a unique look at the addict life from someone else's perspective who's not in addiction. Also, that person's kind of crazy. Thanks, Shaggy. But it also tells the story of the addict from the outside. Well, at least a version of an addict. Angels Falling. Now, I did read that Jay's talked about this at some point. I think it was on Cameo, where Angels Falling, the guy was shooting up to the heavens because he missed his girlfriend and was trying to shoot down the angels until his girlfriend fell down so he can talk to her and ask her why and blah, blah, blah. To me, this song is about how the evil people always mock and bring down the good people. They try to bring us down to their level. Our only hope is that those lost souls will find their way one day. We can't combat or change people. It's not within our control. What is in our control is how we deal with those types of people. It is not good for us to stoop down to their level. It is not good for us to try and bring them up to our level. They have to find their own way. Just like we had to get to the point in our lives where we were willing to ask for help. 2 more songs. Manic Depressive. Talks about the mental state a lot of us have dealt with in our active addiction. Go and read those lyrics. It really, really goes to show what type of toxic thinking we had in our brains. Now, The Real Underground, the last song. It references a lot of things, from the underground music scene to hell. But it's weird how the chorus fits all of the underground stuff. Now, I'm not saying underground music is the devil. By far, I am not saying that. What I'm saying is how words can play on each other, depending on what it's used in. Remember that next time you're talking to someone. That is it for this. The Wraith Shangri-La will be up next. I'm going to take a moment to myself to deal and post this and get my mind back, and then we will jump into the Wraith Shangri-La. Much love to y'all. Thank you all for coming out to the gathering. If you didn't make it because you were afraid that we weren't going to be there, well, guess what? We're there, and we're going to be even better next year. A lot of stuff's coming this year. Don't forget to go over to Patreon and help support us. The more you support us, the more we can support you. The more we can give out to you, the more we can help other people who need to go to rehab or whatever the case is. A lot of things can happen if we all get together as a community and put forth effort. If you are looking to volunteer, just go on the website and contact us. We're looking for people, for moderators for the group and the page, to have social media content posted out. If you have ideas of what people need or want on Patreon for the free content, shoot us an email, shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. We have a lot of things going for us right now. I have a lot of things going on. If you're willing to volunteer some of your time, we would greatly appreciate the help. With that being said, much love to y'all. Boop boop.
Juggalos in recovery.
Juggalos in recovery, man.